Hey guys, and welcome to Marvel Future Revolution. This one should be good. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a look at Battle Challenge, which is just a weekly reward rank that you get to do. I liken it to Marvel Future Fights Shadowlands, where it's like basically a ladder challenge. And you basically battle with conditions inside this one, which is something that they added inside of Marvel Future Fight. They did it kind of later on, where it was after stage about 35 or 30, I think it was. You basically had conditions to the fights. Now, I like the conditions in Marvel Future Fights Shadowlands mode a little bit better than I like the conditions inside this one, where it was like, I had to compete with class types or class characters or, certain characters. I understand why that's not something they can necessarily implement here, but I just generally don't like some of the, challenge requirements here. Like, for instance, we go into the first battle and it's clear the challenge, clear within 45 seconds. Let's, use the med kit less than 3 times. Now, that shouldn't be too difficult at stage 1. My current battle power with Doctor Strange is 603,000, I believe. So I'm starting to get up there. I'm hoping at some point soon here to be able to get my character, my third piece of 6-star armor, but we'll see. It takes a while to get some of these armor pieces. Mostly you're hindered by, like, I hate to say this, but you're hindered by the drop rates on you're hindered by the drop rates on the boxes is the best way to say it. Like, the boxes that they give out which is fairly routine. So these right here, where it says, like, it's a 2 core box that it's giving me right now. We're gonna move on to the next challenge. That's giving me a 2 core box, but a lot of times they give you the silver uniform boxes, and you would expect that you would get something. I'm not gonna kid you, and I would love to see somebody's numbers on it. I've literally, like, played the game and gotten to so many of those boxes, and I can't tell you that I've gotten any more than maybe 1 or 2, a handful of 2 or 3-star items from me. It has been consistently 1-star. I played through the whole game on Captain America and leveled him up. He's a lot of fun. I'll bring you guys a video on that. I plan on giving you guys a video on Doctor Strange as well. And I don't think I got anything above a 1-star costume from any of those boxes at all. I really I know that Netmarble's intent probably with the soft launch is to create a player disparity, or not disparity, but dispersion of, like, where characters are sitting. But I don't know, those drop rates inside those boxes really need to be improved. So here we go. We got to clear within 90 seconds. Clear, maintain 60% HP or higher. It should be pretty simple. Yeah, there you go. That should be pretty simple. It's gonna be interesting to see some of these. Like, so here we go. It's another 2-core box. To be honest with you, even 2-core boxes, I don't waste your time on them. Pretty much, like, you get a 2-core box, and that's an automatically convergence box item for me. I extract to use those items. I don't combine 2 cores. Like, you get enough 3-core boxes for those cores that the 2 cores don't really help at all. The amount of gold and convergium particles that you're using to convert those, you're probably better off just extracting them or dismantling them for conversion than you are actually combining them. That's just the truth. Not to mention that I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they did the core combines, but you can literally go grind like a bunch of 2 cores, right? You can go grind, like, well, you can't grind them, but you receive them like 3-core boxes and 2-core boxes, and guess what'll happen? There's not a guaranteed chance that when you combine them that you're gonna get the next level. It's a 50-50 chance, and more often than not, it seems like it's a 70% chance that it ain't happening. So, like, it's annoying as hell. Like most of the 5 core cores that I got, 5-star cores that I got, I can tell you right now that, you know, yeah, I got those from Dimension boxes, just being honest with you guys. So in case some of you missed this, I know there's like some players that was inside the comments and they were like, yo, they loved Red Goblin. Well, I kind of spoiled that for you right there, because you saw Red Goblin. he got murked, but you saw him right there. So if you put your camera on 1, you can get those animation effects, and they're pretty cool. Like they just kind of give you different looks that kind of make it. So we got 20 crystals. That's a good reward. Let's keep going though. Let's see how fast we can knock out these 20 levels. I'm good for probably about 20 or 25 levels, somewhere between there, depending on how much time I want to invest in it. Who am I fighting? Just the elite hand ninja. A simple spell so it's like use the med kits. See, this is one of the things that I don't like, where it's like use the skills less than 8 times. I don't want to use my skills less than 8 times. Like, what world is it that you would think that I want to use my skills less than 8 times? Like, I don't get that. Like, so here I am now, just pressing on with just a basic attack skill, and I gotta be honest with you, this is not fun. Being like, hey, use your skill less than 8 times. Like, I've seen certain players be like, hey, they do like this, that, you know, that, but that ain't for me. I don't want to like. I'm trying to be nice how I say this, but one of the comments that I saw was, well, I like it because, you know, they're trying to set it up so that way you use the skills in a certain way. Not really, because it's not like you're setting up, you know, when these characters come to you. Not really. I'm not using the skills any less, or there's no special setup here where I'm like timing the skills coming out or anything. Like, that ain't this game. That ain't this game. This is not fucking strategy 101 like with here. This is just time dodging and spell attacking. Like, the whole point of the game that I've said from the beginning, the place where the game shines is in the fact that I'm getting skills that I get to use that like make me feel like I'm actually playing as that character. If you start taking away the ability for me to use that character in that fashion where I feel connected to it because I feel like those powers are there and I'm just using basic attacks just to meet a condition for points, it doesn't feel fun anymore. Like, that's just true. It'd be like, hey, if I gave you Spider-Man's abilities, right, and told you can't use Spider-Man, then what the hell would you want? Like, I remember, I don't know if you I'd love to know how old some of you guys are, but if you, I remember when they came out with the virtual reality game for Superman, and inside, I'm dating myself, right? So in that game, I remember, right, like, in order for Superman to use his powers, you know, you had to collect tokens inside the virtual reality world. And if you didn't have the tokens, all you could use was Superman's strength, his normal punches and stuff like that, and his yeah, that was it, and his flight. That was all you could use. Well, I don't think you're gonna find too many players that are gonna rank that game in their top you know, top games of all time. Like, that's just not the way shit works, where it's like, hey, you know what, we've got superheroes and stuff like that, and I want to take away the use of the superhero's power to do this stuff, or to be a superhero. It's silly. Like, don't do that. There's no reason for you to, you know, for you to make the game have that. Come up with other conditions, you know, like, you can't tell me that the best condition you could think of, or that Marvel people could think of, was, hey, let's just get him to use his skill less than this many times. I mean, like, seriously? Like, yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't come across well to me. Yeah, there's gonna be some players that's in there. So I'm at level 10 now, and I'm fighting Newick. They want me to get guard broken less than 2 times, and they want me to use dodge less than 6 times. that's not a bad condition there. Like, getting guard broken is basically you not taking damage. Now, this is going to require you flying around a little bit more. Now, the part that I hate about some of this stuff, though, is specifically with that, is when they tell you you can't use dodge, because dodge is the main mechanic in the game. I'm dodging skills, especially when you can get caught up in using certain skills. So, see, we get 3 core boxes now, and those are good. Where you can get, but basically you get caught up in that mechanic of, like, you know, I'm dodging, especially in a game where I can't cancel out of my skill animations. So, like, for instance, you know, I don't know why this damn thing keeps switching back to 2. But like, if I'm inside of an animation, so it wants me to use skill less than 8 times. So I'm back here again, being like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna fight. I want to maintain 80% HP. And I'm not doing this. And I'm gonna use just my basic attack. Yeah, here we go. I'm just clapping basic attack. Spam basic attack. You know what this skill is? That's like, I'm not even gonna pretend. That's like literally something for the whales, because a whale will still be able to meet those 80% requirements and that time requirement. We're just using the skill less than 8 times. Like, if you boost up your character high enough, it won't make a difference to you, right? Not my idea of fun, but I'm gonna stop harping on that. So, so like, we're at rank 10, and you can see some of the rewards, like the at this point in the game, the squad XP is so hard to boost up that, yeah, it doesn't feel bad to use. Like, now it wants me to accumulate less than 40,000 damage and use my skills less than 10 times. That is just dragging a match out. Like, if you can say dragging a match out, like, you know how much dodging I would have to do to just not accumulate that amount of damage? Like, look, just flying around so that way I can just put myself in space right here. I'm harping, and just because it's such a silly thing. It's the notion of using my skills less than 10. I don't. So, like, for serious, I don't even bother with it. And to be honest with you, it's not gonna hurt you not to ignore that skill, because you'll get enough rank XP that it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. But see, you can get these dimension box tickets. Those are pretty good. I like the dimension box tickets because I started to realize, like, the dimension box items, the drop rate on those is fairly decent, and the items that you can get from there are generally really favorable. So, like, for instance, you can get the cores, you can get the squad ranks, you can get the potential reports, you can get all those items that, you know, they're not items right away that you'd be like, wow, I really want those items, more than the costumes, more than the battle badges, more than the comic cards. But those items pay off dividends, you know, like they can really boost your character up, especially, you know, getting some of those 5-star cores, the squad rank books and stuff like that. Yeah, they're pretty interesting. They're good. Why does it keep changing to camera 2? Like, you would think that I had this, like, set up in here where it was like a, I don't know why they do that. It consistently changes that, and I don't think there was any setting inside the game. So that's what I mean. Like, I like to be able to see those animations. You only really get those in camera angle 1. Like, when you're on camera angle 2, you don't get those. Like, when his ult plays out on camera angle 1, it's really freaking amazing. Like, he has some really amazing. Doctor Strange has some really amazing skills as well. Like, his ult, what was the name of his ult? It was in the MCU. I can't remember what it was called, though. Jesus, what was it called? We had Astral Projection, we had the Crimson Bands of Sidorak, we had the Winds of Platoon, we had the Bolts. Jesus. The Icy Tendrils, that's what it was called. The Tendrils of Ixalan. Now, it's just the Soul Sunder inside here, but it was actually called the Icy Tendrils of Ixalan, and he used it against Thanos, I believe it was, when they were on what the hell is Thanos' planet world? I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but when they were on Thanos' home world, that's when he used it. It was pretty cool. Let me see. Okay, so we're fighting Arnold Zola. Do not use the escape skill, and use skill less than 35 times. That is amenable. Like, not using skill 35 times, that is more being like, hey, this is about position and beating than anything else. So that one's acceptable. If you miss that one, you just missed that one. Not a big deal. Yeah, Doctor Strange. Oh man, he has some. Doctor Strange is pretty cool. I like the character. I mean, Mirror Dimension was really cool inside the inside the MCU. The way they did that, especially, I mean, felt like you were definitely on a trip. But yeah, it was pretty cool. The images of Icon. I mean, come on, that was just dope as hell when they did the images of Icon. Yeah, I love that a lot. I mean, yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, that was pretty dope. Doctor Strange, I think overall he just comes across in this game. He feels a lot like Doctor Strange. So I really like it. Like his it's weird because when you look at some of the skills that he has in this game, compared to the skills in the comic books and stuff like that, it's really like a weird selling point. Like, I think I mentioned in another one of my videos how Doctor Strange is, he basically has a cloak of levitation. We know that, right? He has the Eye of Agamotto, and he has the Orb of Agamotto, and then he has the Book of Vishanti. And I want to say the Book of the Vishanti is the equivalent to the Darkhold book, the Book of the Darkhold. And I talked about that a little bit inside my video about, you know, Scarlet Witch and Falcon being data mined, and the possibility of them coming in here, specifically with regards to the movie. So it's kind of cool because when you look at his skills, the only thing that's kind of weird is like the usage of the skills. So I know you gotta like play around with skill levels, skill values and stuff like that, but like, for instance, there's certain parts of his skills that, you know, like his Vishanti is like his defensive magic spells and stuff like that, but they play around with where you're getting buffs and stuff like that from on certain skills. Like the Orb of Agamotto is really just used for like location spells and stuff like that. I don't even use that skill inside here. My skills that I use are pretty much, let me see, I'm using Vishanti Assault, the Rings of Ragador, the Mirror Dimension, because that one's a good one, Gateway Launch, which is a oh, look at that, I hit level 105. I'm happy about that. The Rings of Ragador, no, I already said the Rings of Ragador. The Gateway Launch is another one I'm using. What else am I using? 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 Let me see. Oh, the Eldritch Sword, the Tower of Mandalas, and then the Mirror Dimension. The Mirror Dimension is a great spell because it literally stuns characters that get caught up in it. Meanwhile, like, so my setup is that I'm using right now is really just for Dark Zone. I had it set up specifically for that in PvP because I want to be able to do single target attacks with his skills when I go into Dark Zone, because otherwise I'm just asking to be killed, because you pretty much got to make sure you target just the villains in Dark Zone and that you don't mess around with, you know, X-Force or Casino Dojo or the Whale Pod, because yeah, they'll wreck you if you start hitting their characters, their guys. So I have that set up specifically so that way I can single target attack those guys. At least that's my intention behind this. Not to mention that they did kind of, I like Circular Shackles, but they did do a nerf on that skill just a little bit. So, you know, unfortunately it is what it is. They did nerf it. Fucking dragon. But most of these skills work well for like PvP, PvP, because your Rings of Repulsion, the Rings of Ragador, they have a really long grab distance on them, and the Tower of Mandalas along with the Book of Vishanti, they both have auto tracking ability on them. So they're really good if you've got like players because they're moving around or something like that, so you can basically use the Rings of Ragador, the Tower of Mandalas, and the Vishanti Assault basically to track down and kill targets, which is awesome, you know, like in of its own regard. So I would like look at that. And then the Mirror Dimension is not so great inside there. It's got some decent guard break damage to it, but not a lot. And then that gateway launch is, that's your bread and butter, you know, I'm gonna murk your ass kind of skill. So where are we at now? Level 18, 20 minutes in. So this is kind of giving you an idea of kind of the time that you're spending on this. Who's he fighting anyways? This is Iron Man, Black Widow. Black Widow does some amazing damage. Now they nerfed her a little bit, but she's annoying. Like dead ass, she's annoying. She can rack up some. She can definitely rack up some damage really quick on you, and they nerfed her ability a lot too, but she can still rack up some damage. I can get why they nerfed Doctor Strange's circular shackles. The skill had a really wide area of effect and the ability to pull people in, and did a lot of damage as well. So I can understand why he was nerfed in that regard. Made sense anyways. I get it. Doctor Strange is definitely a powerful character in this game. I wouldn't say he's necessarily the most powerful character. We're gonna try to stay up. Get the hell out. Oh, see, they want to. It's like, hey, maintain 55% HP or higher, but we don't want you to dodge either. So you're basically gonna have to give up on one of these things. Like, you think about that, you're not gonna be able to have both unless you're just wailing out. Like, let's use some of these low grade potions I got over here. Maybe that. Oh, here you go. Lost out on both of them. What am I fighting? Dreadnought Alpha. I hate that it constantly does that. Get out of here. Jesus. All right, there we go. So we have made it all the way to 20. To be honest with you, my enthusiasm in terms of my power level once I get past level 20 kind of teeters and wanes, and so I'll literally do like the last 5 levels if I'm excited about doing it or something like that. But like last week, I don't think I did the last 5 levels. The week before that, I'm pretty sure I did. Not bad, it's just, I don't know. Like even inside Marvel Future Fight, I'll miss out on Shadowland quite a bit just because it's such a time-consuming mode to spend time on that it's like, yeah, I'll miss out on it. Like, I mean, look, we're 22 minutes in on the battle challenge right now. My man's trying to murder the ice sculptures. Come on, Laufey, stop this, man.
My magic fails me.
Thank God I got invisible on that one. This blinding shit that Laufey does is quite annoying. I knew he was gonna kill me. Okay, so we made it all the way to level 20 before we finally found our first defeat. I can promise you that was because I just got tired of playing it, and the video's getting kind of long anyways. So we're gonna wrap that one up here. But you can see the rewards that we got were definitely beneficial to us. It wasn't necessarily that hard. You do have the pass tickets over here, so that way you can use that to clear up to the highest round that you have reached. So it's not that bad, but I haven't used it yet. I don't really see the point in paying crystals to receive some of these rewards. Like, if these rewards were better, then I could see paying the crystals for those. But to get 3 core boxes, you might as well just spend the 20 minutes or so to play it. The thing I don't like about that pass ticket thing right there is that, like, so you can see the highest round that I've reached so far is 24. The thing I don't like about that pass ticket is that the rewards are not that good for you to really just be like, hey, I'm just gonna battle pass all the way up there. And yeah, the rewards just aren't that good to versus the 22 minutes of playtime that I've done to get to that level. And to be honest with you, I don't like of what it could spell for the game, because you got me paying crystals to do this. You know, maybe those should be drop items in the game that I get, or, you know, those should be rewards inside the battle challenge. You know, like, I could see instead of having some of these rewards, especially the ones down here where we're just getting 2 core boxes, maybe put those as past tickets, so that way I can kind of skip those things, because I'm skipping those, that's for sure. So we can go inside our inventory, and you can see, so we got these dimension box items. Let's drop in here, let's see what we get, and we'll finish out this video with that. Nice little cool animation with there, but let's see what you got. All right, so see, like, that's what I mean, like, that's a pretty decent item right there. 4-star high grade training manual, and I got 2 of them too, so that's pretty nice. Potential reports, you're gonna need those. They start to become real sparse once you finish the story mode and rank up the first character. Core of intensity, not bad either, so those are pretty decent items to get from there. Got those omega points, and let's see what we get from some of our boxes. So we'll get 20 reports, we need those. And then over here we're just gonna get 3-star core boxes. We use those, 2 core frenzies, and then we get these 2 core boxes. Like I said, I'm just dismantling those. I did have one more thing I wanted to show you guys really quickly, and I kind of wanted to do it in another video, but I'm gonna kind of wrap this video up with this one. And I hope that people watch through the video to see this. So Captain America, you're gonna get these as you level up characters in the game. You're gonna get these shop offers, and there are gonna be some shop offers like this. So for instance, this is asking you to spend $90 to get 5,400 crystals, a 6-star costume box, 10 costume draw tickets, and 500,000 gold. $90. Unless you're whaling, I'm pretty sure you're not doing it. Now, the value might not seem like it, that 6-star costume boxes was really luring you, right? But that 6-star costume box ain't it. Don't get lured in by any of the items that come in and say, you know, 6-star costume boxes or 5-star costume boxes or 4-star. The only one that I found that was really worth it in my playthrough, and I only did it on Doctor Strange, was the $3.99 one that they offer you at level 10. That one's worth it. The rest of them, I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you no, because these costume draw tickets, trash. Like, the rates on these, trash. This 6-star costume box, the rates on it, trash. There's not gonna be any Hydra uniforms inside of there, trash. So you're pretty much just drawing it on based on the crystals. And if you go inside the crystal shop, right, and you were to pay the $90 for crystals, well, guess what? You're gonna get 6,454 crystals inside there. And I'm gonna tell you the God's honest truth, most of them not worth it. You can look at other whales like Kraken Null and other players who have gone free to play now. Most of those things were just not worth it. They were not coming through with, you know, items that are there. So be careful about these offers that you get inside the game. I'll try to make sure I mention them inside some other ones. I've got some other videos for some of the other characters that I'm leveling up right now, but yeah, just be aware of that. I don't want you guys to fall for that trap when you get it. My power level is not 152,000 for him. I basically have everything wrapped up inside him. The good part is that I can get him up to 350,000 pretty easy. So yeah, that's my Captain America. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you like the battle challenge mode and playing along with me this week. Until next time, peace.